There's a Subway Surfers event in Crossy Road. It's a pretty cool video game crossover. Although this raises a question. Is this the best update ever in the history of Crossy Road? Oh well, I am enjoying the update, but I think Pac-Man is the better crossover. Why? It comes down to one word. Nostalgia. I haven't played Subway Surfers, and I wasn't familiar with the characters, so this update came with homework. I had to do a little research on the game. It was actually pretty easy to do, as there's the animated series of Subway Surfers. I watched it before playing the update, and there were a lot of familiar faces. Like Jake. That's the main character of Subway Surfers. But he's basically a troublemaker. He's seen at the starting row, spray painting a train. While watching the cartoon, I found myself cheering for the security guard. And as far as endless runners go, I played Agent Dash. The spy theme was more relatable. So that's what makes the difference. If you're familiar with Subway Surfers, seeing Jake in Crossy Road is mind-blowing. If you haven't played Subway Surfers, you might be wondering, who's Jake? In matters of Crossy Road, Jake was available for free as part of this event. And wow, it was a bit overwhelming to see this new area. Things were so different, I forgot I was playing Crossy Road. It can be a bit confusing. So here's a summary of what's going on. First, the game still plays like Crossy Road. Except there's a new type of coin to collect. These Subway Surfer tokens are used to unlock hoverboards and characters. To complete the first week, 7,500 of these tokens are needed. That should take around an hour to collect. If you have the ad blocker pack, it could be quicker. If you don't, it could be longer. That in-app purchase removes ads, making the related bonuses free. The difference is huge, especially if you're playing on an Apple TV where there are no ads. But basically, the first step to unlocking all of the prizes is to maximize the bonuses. You get 500 tokens just for showing up. That's a one-time bonus. Then the next two are ad-related. Every 15 minutes, there's a bonus of 200 tokens, and every 10 minutes, there's a coin doubler. It's a bit of tedious maintenance, but a lot better with the ad blocker bonus. It's essentially pay to win, and the chicken is sad without it. It's not absolutely required, it will just take longer to reach the goals. That's another important factor of the event. There's a countdown timer. You'll want to unlock everything before May 11. The event works a lot like the Collectathon, which was a recent Christmas event. Up next, it's a closer look at the new game mechanics. First, there's a new revive function. It's like an extra life. If a Subway Surfer character fails on the run, the revive function is like a continue. You can watch an ad or use the ad blocker bonus to keep playing. This works twice in one run for a total of 3 chances. So far, I'm not seeing a reward for top score. While it does look nice to be in the top 1%, with a score over 2,000, the highest I've ever gotten in Crossy Road, it doesn't seem to be a requirement. Why did the chicken cross the road? Why is Jake still running? These are still big mysteries in life. If you do revive, the first revival also rewards a jetpack, and the second revival yields a magnet. The jetpack is awesome, as you can take to the skies and get a beautiful overview of the ground below. The jetpack is essentially a way to skip 60 rows and collect a lot of coins. This seemed like a safe area as I didn't see any danger up here. After 60 rows, you'll be dropped at the next safe row. So you could stay airborne a little longer if you're lucky. The magnet makes it easier to collect tokens. It even works on Crossy Road coins. It's such a nice feature. Yet this power-up is short-lived, so enjoy it while it lasts. The hoverboard is also a limited bonus. It works like a shield. Instead of dying, the hoverboard lets you keep going. In other words, it takes one hit. Yet, since the hoverboard doesn't last very long, I don't use it defensively. I use it offensively by ramming the next train in the way. Boom! Look at how great that worked, as now this area is clear of danger. Oh well, I suppose the guard is a problem, and he probably won't be happy with exploding trains. Anyway, once you've unlocked enough tokens, the new prizes of the week can be unlocked. Let's look at the boards first. The starter board is so weak that it doesn't even rate a name. It's merely called Default. However, I'm only seeing cosmetic bonuses to the 2 new boards this week. The Scoot hoverboard is 1500 tokens and it leaves a bluish trail. It looks a lot like the original board, but with handles. The more expensive board is called the Big Kahuna. It costs 2000 tokens. This board has more festive looking trails. It is pretty, but it doesn't change the game. Although it could have a useful feature. It's a visual indicator that you have a hoverboard. Since the board disappears so quickly, seeing the lack of particle effects might be a helpful warning. Unlocking those 2 boards is part of the objectives for this week. The other goal is to unlock 3 characters. Now, while there are only 2 in the list, this week actually introduces 4 characters. The first was Jake. Let's look at Ella next. I'm not sure what's her story, but she seems to be a bit focused on her hair. Anyway, that's Ella. It takes 2000 tokens to unlock this character. Next is Tagbot. This appears to be a robot. Just like before, it costs 2000 tokens to unlock this character. Again, I don't have much to say. I'm not familiar with the story of Tagbot. I'm thinking if you had a robot, wouldn't it be better to put it to work instead of a life of vandalism? I grew up watching cartoons like Thundercats. Truth, justice, honor, loyalty. Here, I'm not seeing the nobility of the Subway Surfer cause. I can tell you how to play better though. Here's tip number 1. If you're having trouble with the new trains, stay off the tracks until you can see the lights. That should help to prevent sudden death. If you proceed cautiously, you can avoid being blindsided. At least I play the game in landscape, where the forward view is limited. Tip number 2 is don't forget about the main game. While the Subway Surfer event is running, there's more of a focus on tokens and not on Crossy Road coins. I don't know what's going to happen to the tokens after the event is over, but I'm still collecting coins. Because what if over 400,000 coins is not enough? But seriously, this area can be good for coins. Well, at least with one particular quest. With the subway trains that you can ride, the game counts those as logs. So that means the Subway Surfer area is a great way to clear that quest. But if I see clear 60 crops, I usually skip that one. And just a side note, I noticed that the number of tokens didn't transfer across devices. So getting 1000 tokens on an iPhone and then another 1000 tokens on an Apple TV would make it more difficult to unlock a 2000 token character. So if you play Crossy Road on multiple devices, that's something to consider. And finally, let's unlock a new secret character. How do you unlock Tricky in Crossy Road? Well, when I first played the game, she just sort of showed up, and I didn't know how it happened. So I tried again. I tried using the Jetpack, Hoverboard, and Magnet, but that didn't do it. Then I was trying to beat my score with increments of 50. While traveling through the rows, I saw someone on the train. I didn't realize it was Tricky at first, because she was upside down. I was wondering who was wearing bunny ears, especially since Frank is a week 3 character. That was just Tricky's feet. After Jake meets her on top of a subway train, she was unlocked when the game was over. So that's the story. Hopefully this information was helpful to you, and thanks for watching.